Let me say from the start, it's not the VPN that you're thinking of. If you want to work from anywhere in the world and you want to make sure that nobody in the company knows that you're doing that, you cannot use standard VPN services for obvious reasons that I'm going to discuss in this video. And I'm going to also discuss how the system actually works and what you can do to move forward with the implementation. Let's get to it. Before moving forward, a disclaimer. I would never do something like this. I would make sure you speak with your employer and make sure you get their authorization in order for you to work remotely. A lot of companies right now are open-minded about it, and they wouldn't mind if you go work for a month or two overseas. Even though the solution protects against a lot of ways that companies could try to implement in order to find out where you are exactly, on the technical side at least. If you go and post on Facebook and Instagram where you are, well, I can help you. That's open source intelligence. But for this system, it works, but there might be ways that they can catch you somehow. So I wouldn't risk your career over something like this. I would get approval from upper management. Maybe others in your your colleagues at the same level, they don't need to know that you're working remotely, and this is privileged information. They might be jealous or cause some issues. These are the cases that I would recommend you use such system, and especially if they are in IT and they can find where you are. So for this disclaimer, I'm gonna say it again really quickly, but this time I'm gonna use something really cool. Don't use this system unless you have written authorization from your company that you can work remotely from anywhere in the world. Don't risk your career. The system works, but I'm not responsible for any way that you are using it. Let's go back to normal mode because I'm blinded. Usually when you subscribe to a service like NordVPN, which is a great service, and I use them whenever I go traveling, it just adds another level of security that I feel good about. So I use NordVPN. The problem with these kind of services is that you are using their IP address, their identifier, once you are going out to the internet. So you are home or you are in the chalet, you connect to your company and it shows your real IP address, and they find out that you are somewhere on the beach, right? The other solution is that you use something like NordVPN and you connect via their services, and you decide, you know what, I'm gonna use their servers in Toronto. And this way it's like where I live and it's not gonna raise suspicions. Well, guess what? First of all, if you are living in Montreal and you're egressing out of Toronto, that's gonna raise suspicions. And the second thing is that most of these IPs are known to companies. So let's say like Netflix, for example, if you are sharing your account, at some point they started figuring out that, hey, you are using an IP address from a VPN service provider, so we're not gonna let you use the Canadian version or the US version of Netflix. So companies are getting better at knowing these IPs because these IPs belong to these kind of VPN service providers. So what do? You get one of these bad boys, and let me show you how it looks like. So this is made by GL iNet. I have the old one, which I think it's like Wi-Fi 5 and it was really slow, but it did the job. This one is Wi-Fi 6. It's not 6E, but it's Wi-Fi 6. So when I was testing it with my friend, it was going up to 50 or 60 megabit per second up and down. Of course, this is not a lot. So this is not meant to, they say it goes up to 150 megabit, but we didn't see that, even though we have on both our endpoints where we're testing, we have over 1 gigabit of connectivity. So that wasn't the issue. This is, I guess it was maxing out. So 50 megabit per second or 60, that's enough to do your conference calls. It's enough to do your work, download Excel spreadsheets, do everything, upload. I think that's enough for work, and this is what it's meant for. It's not meant for you to play Call of Duty of these devices. So I really like the experience. and the added things that it's configured here. So for example, and the way it works, by the way, let's look at the architecture. When you're connecting, uh, you connect using your laptop, and you connect actually to this device, which acts as your router. Now this device connects to another endpoint, and this is the one like for a computer or laptop that you have at home, where you're supposed to be working, right? So let's say you are in Montreal, you have your laptop or your PC running all the time, and that PC needs to be running all the time because all the traffic is gonna go out of that PC, which means your IP is gonna be the one that's given to you by Bell or Videotron or whatever. So everybody thinks that, yeah, you're home. That's how you're connecting. So you connect to the router, to this one, to the GLINet router, and then this router creates a VPN tunnel to the other side, which is your computer in Montreal. And that computer is sending all the traffic to the internet and backwards. The traffic coming back, of course, is going to go through the same path. The cool thing about this is that there are some built-in mechanisms that make sure that if this router goes down for any reasons, your laptop will not try to send traffic via another way. If you're connected only to this Wi-Fi, make sure you remove all other Wi-Fis that you are using in the Caribbean or something. It's not gonna, if VPN is down, the internet is not gonna work on this device. It can, but you select the kill switch option, which makes sure to say that if the VPN is down, stop all traffic, don't let anything go outside the VPN, because this will show your real destination or your real location. The other cool thing that I liked is that you can use Cloudflare DNS server with that. So you can put the IP address of, this is all something highly technical, but I'm just going over it at a high level. So you can use that in order to protect against your computer, to protect your computer against malware. You can say like, I don't want pornography sites access, I don't want gambling, etc. Like this kind of stuff. So it's really cool to pack all this power and connectivity using this device that connects to Cloudflare. It uses the VPN services. It uses like a lot of cool configurations, and it's this thing, right? Let's close it. Let's talk about risks. First, as I said, I'm not responsible for anything that you do with this kind of information. Make sure you get your company's okay before you go and get such a solution or request such a solution. The second risk that you have is that if your computer at home goes down, you're done. You don't have, like, you have to send a family member or a friend to go check on the computer, make sure it's up, make sure the internet is up. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to use your VPN service. You can, but then you're exposing your IP, which is the whole thing we're trying to avoid here. We're trying to show that we are connecting from the IP that's assigned to us by the internet service, and this has been the same IP that we've been using for a while. Nothing suspicious, right? The third risk: you drop the device, you break it. You make sure that you have a good backup for it, and this way, if something happens, you can order another device off Amazon or something, and you can just import the configuration and make sure everything is working as before. Now, how do you get the service? You can work on doing a lot of research on OpenVPN in order to create the connectivity. You have to do a lot of research on the GLINet router that I just showed you. I will drop links in the video just to make sure that whatever you need, it's there on Amazon. But the other way is that I work with one of the IT companies that I work with. We partnered up so that they provide this kind of solutions, the implementation and the ongoing maintenance, apart from looking at the PC at home, at your home. So I will drop the information of my LinkedIn account in this video. You should be seeing it somewhere around here. There you go. Yeah, that's a good spot. So send me a message on LinkedIn and I can do the introduction so that they can get the process started. and you can get your VPN working in no time. I hope this has been informative. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and liking, because as you know, I'm a beginner. I'm trying my best here, I'm improving, and I'm trying to add value to all of you out there. Have a good night. Day. I messed up. Bye guys.